All right, this session is sales enrollment and how to close your clients, doing so with love, nurturing, and calling them forward, not with pushing and forcing kind of energy. So what you really want to do is pull out in the person what it is that they deeply desire. And sometimes it is going to be some pushing, I will call it, to get the person, the prospective client, outside of their comfort level. But you have to know that you are there in a place of leading them to where they actually really want to go. So you're actually taking a stand for this person to make a stand for themselves and to really move into what it is that they deeply desire and want in their life, what they want to move into. So you're not pushing them in a way that is helping you to make more money or being a sale for you or to hit your income goals. Really, you're taking a stand for the prospect that this is what they need and want and desire in their life. Like it's time to step forward and take action and say, yes, I want to create this change. So in order to do that, you want to look at their current situation, where they're at now, and their ideal future vision, and really be honest if you're the person that can bridge the gap, and can help them get from here to there. So I do believe this is applicable in any business, because in any business you are looking to provide a solution to the problem, and your offer should be that solution for your audience who has that problem, right? So whatever it is that's going on, you want to look at their current situation and how you can help lead them into a change, right? So whether you are leading them into a change of feeling more confident through amazing boudoir photos or alternative health styles with essential oils, or different ways to step into your own authenticity in motherhood, or using nature to inspire you to connect with your authentic self. Like whatever it is that you really think that you can lead your client to live a better life, right? It could be a solution of a grocery store has the same thing, and you might, the person needs food and that they're hungry and that they have got to live, and that's the solution, right? So it's an audience that has a problem, and there's an offer and there's a solution. So in this, if you want to make a higher ticket offer, which I believe most entrepreneurs that are providing a service versus a product really need a high ticket offer. Because you have to be clear on your business, your system, your business model. And if your business system is, low ticket, like you're selling something for $300 or less, you have to sell a lot of it in order to create the lifestyle that you may desire and want to provide for yourself and your family. So if you want a high ticket offer, people don't typically buy something over $500 just by looking at it and signing up for it. There's very few situations out there where that's a reality. So what you want instead is to have a conversation to draw out with them what their real, true needs and desires are, and see if you can fulfill them with your offer. So in order to do that, I suggest using an enrollment call. You can also call this a strategy call or a discovery call. It's a very genuine opportunity for you and the prospective client. So on this call, you want to genuinely provide value. You do want to help them free of charge, because it is an opportunity for them to get to know what you can provide. It's also an opportunity for you to see if this person fits your client avatar, fits your ideal vision of your client, and if they are the right fit for both of you, because you're both going to have a better outcome and a more fulfilling ending if you are the right fit for one another. So this is really important for both of you to do this. So I typically suggest setting aside 45 minutes or so. I leave an hour so I have a buffer but I tell the client to plan for 45 minutes because I don't really want to stay on that call for an hour and a half or 2 hours, and that could happen with someone that's really talkative. So although you want to be there for them to listen, you are the person directing the call, and you want to direct it in a way where you're always guiding them back to the process. So I have provided for you here a very specific set of guidelines that you can go by in an outline format so you can create the best experience for you and the client. So let's get into it. This is, so we refer to your packet, which is a discovery call sales script to closing clients who truly need you. The first thing you want to do is the pre-call preparation. Be prepared at your desk with no possible interruptions at least 5 minutes early. This means you turn your phone on to do not disturb by going through the settings option. You make sure you're not there with your children. You don't have the television on. There's not another phone that can ring or emails that are beeping or other things happening. No one can walk in and knock on your door. This is really private time that you've set aside, that there is no possible interruption, because it could very seriously disrupt the process, and you're not going to be seen as professional in any way when you're being disrupted. So no interruptions. You want to sit down 5 minutes early and be ready to actually make the call to that client at the exact minute that the clock strikes. So if your call is at 1 o'clock, hit dial at 1:00, not a minute after or before. Make sure your hands are free so you can take notes. I always use headphones. You could also use a speakerphone or a computer speaker, but I like to use earphones of some sort so that you are not trying to hold your phone and do other things. It is also highly recommended that you write notes on a piece of paper. It will make a big difference in your close ratio. Do not think it doesn't really matter and that you can type on your computer. It's a different way that your brain works. It's a different way that you will work in listening, and your client may hear you clicking away. It takes the attention to a different place. So actually have a sheet where you can make notes. Lose the emotional attachment on getting the sale. So go to a place mentally where you are diagnosing their situation and determining if you can help. Think of yourself as a doctor. When you go into a doctor's office, you just sit down and he or she asks, what are your symptoms? What's been going on? That's what you're doing. So you're not on this call to actually coach them. You are not on this call to provide some solution today to this problem, because typically it's not going to work that way anyway. You can't do that. What you are doing is you're opening up the door to see if they are the right person to be a part of your services, your program, or whatever it is that you offer. Then number 4 suggestion is be present. Take some deep breaths. Meditate for a moment so you can be there without thinking of everything that's going on in your own life. If you had a lot going on in your own life, or maybe even some drama or some phone calls right beforehand, let that go and be in the present moment, and know that you are there to serve the person on the other end of the call. And this is your focus for that next hour. Have the number in front of you ready to dial on the exact minute so you're prepared. And what I like to do in those moments before the call is if I know the person specifically, or even just briefly know them as an acquaintance, I really visualize who that person is and start to think of like my connection with them or how they can help them. Or even if I just know their name, it's still energy that you might be sending out. So you're thinking that person, and you're thinking just positive thoughts about them and their life and their business or whatever it is, with what you can bring, and bringing them to mind. And I think you're already developing a connection in that moment, and it's a genuine caring and connection for the other person. And you want to develop deep connection on this call. Then you have the script in front of you, especially if you're starting out. I don't use the script anymore, but I suggest doing so for a long time. I don't know how long, it depends on you. But be sure that you're not like looking at it all the time and reading from it. But at first you can refer back to it and kind of keep your place in the script and where you're at, and that will help. So now you're ready for the call, you've dialed the number. The first part is rapport building. So it's small talk for the first 2 to 3 minutes. Hi Paula, how are you today? Where are you calling me from? Where are you? Are you in Madison area or out in Colorado? Where are you? How's the weather there? What's going on in your life? It might be something, how you know the person, or just, oh yeah, where are you calling me from? And then you simply ask, I say here, simply asking how the person is today and a natural comment on how you know one another. And then you say, okay, great. I'm glad you're doing well and it's warm there. Oh my God, it's raining and crazy here. Is it okay if we just get started? Yeah, that would be great, because they don't want a small talk for the next 10 minutes either, just so you know. But you do want to at least say hello and acknowledge. And then you state the agenda of the call. What works best on a discovery call is that we dive deep into your current situation right away. So you can share with me what's working and what isn't working. You can share any and all aspects of your life. Then we will turn and look at your ideal future vision, covering where you want to go in your life, including health, business, relationships, and anything else. Then I will share with you whether I believe I can help you to close the gap from your current situation to where you want to go. And together we can determine if coaching with me is a good fit for both of us. If it's not a fit, I will still point you in the right direction and give you some resources to help. And then you say, no matter what happens on the call today, you're going to gain some clarity in your life. Does that sound okay? And wait till you get a yes, that sounds good. So remember this to make it simple for you. Current situation, what's working, what's not working. Ideal future situation. And then to determine if we should work together. Is that okay? So at the beginning, you may even ask, what prompted you to get on the call with me today? You might do that at the end of rapport building. And at that point, the person may really open up as to what's going on in their life. And then you might get what you need and be able to go deeper from there. Or from there, say, okay, let's back up a minute and go through your current situation a little more deeply. And the person has no idea what they should or shouldn't share with you or how deep they should go. So you are there facilitating the process, letting them know, yes, it's okay to share with me not only about your business, but also about your relationships, also about your health, also about anything else going on in your life, so that they know this is what they're supposed to be doing on this call, because this is new to a lot of people. They've never done a call like this before. They don't know you. They don't know what to share or what not to share. So you say, this is what I'm here for, is to hear all about your life today. So, let's go with it. What's working, what isn't working. And then you'll want to continually take people back to that process, because sometimes they will go on tangents. Tangents can be good if it's just going deeper into the situation. If it's completely going into a rabbit hole of a long old story about Uncle Joe or even their husband or whatever it is, all those facts and details are not necessary in you diagnosing the issue, right? As the doctor in the situation. You don't need to know all the stories that have ever happened in their life. So you want to be the one that's in charge of the conversation and bringing them back to this. Tell me a little more about, okay, I understand that you had this situation. What's going to be most relevant today is to understand more deeply what's happening, what isn't happening. So for me, what's working, what isn't working, I'm sorry. So then you open the dialogue. What prompted you to talk to me today? Always ask questions to get them to go deeper. What does that mean in your life? How is this affecting you? How is this affecting X? Tell me a little more about that. And that's when people really open up, because they will first give you the high level response. Well, this is going on in my relationship. It's not that great. This is what's going on. My husband's blah, blah. My work is blah, my work is not that fulfilling. Well, tell me more. Like, what's really happening with your husband? How does that make you feel? How is it affecting your life? Is it affecting other things in your life? That's when they really share, well, it's affecting everything. It's affecting my health. I'm not as happy anymore. It's really, they go deep and they get into their pain. And you want them to be able to access their pain, because that's how you know what's really happening in their life. And they're on this call because they want to access their pain. That's why they came to you. They want help with their pain. So give them the safe space to go there. So looking at their current situation, again, you go, as it says on the outline, referring to the outline, number 5, go deeper into what is working, what isn't working. Have you tried making changes? Have you tried X? Have you tried meditation for this? Have you tried going to a doctor for this? Have you tried talking to someone? Have you been through coaching before? How long have you been dealing with this? These are interesting questions that will take you much deeper into their life. If they've been dealing with this for 3 months, for 30 years. Is it affecting other aspects of your life? Once you really get deep into their pain and they are facing it, you ask them, why now? And this is typically a highly emotional part, and it has to be, because they have to determine if they are ready to make this change now, or if they're going to stay stuck where they've been for a long, long time. And maybe they've been stuck for 2 months, and again, maybe it's 2 years or 20 years. But it's important that you are leading them, you are guiding them to a path in their heart where they actually want to go. So now they've gone to a place where why now is the change. But now you get to ask them, okay, I understand they've gone through their pain. You say, this is the fun part. That's what I'll say. I understand where you're at, but let's look at your ideal future vision and where you really want to go. What do you desire to change in your life? So and then let them know, put this picture in their mind, because this is truly why you're both on the phone. Let's say that you and I chose to work together. How would you know if this worked out for you? What would that look like if they found this change in their life? How would it affect everything? So you might say, let's say that you and I have been in a coaching program. You've been in my online mastermind program for 1 year. After 1 year, what are the changes that you would see in your life? And then you really, as the coach, you know if this is the right person for you to work with. You know very genuinely. And it's oftentimes will shock you. That's like, wow, I manifested this person to come into my life. And maybe you didn't, maybe you manifested, maybe you just put out that energetic vibration, because this is what you've been getting clarity on. Who is your ideal client? You know, what issues are they dealing with? And you're so intimately connected with what they need, and then they come to you, and it's really like, oh my gosh, this is we're perfect for each other, we're a perfect fit, and I know that I can help because you are the person that I can help. And so that will often happen, and you will be amazed. But they've come to you for a reason. You're connected for a reason. So you can honestly see if you think they're the right fit. If they're really nowhere in your wheelhouse, then be honest about that and point them in the right direction, because you don't want a situation where you're trying to help someone that you can't help. You don't want to take someone's money if you can't help them, and you don't want them to feel like, I just went to this person, I didn't have success. You want people that are going to have success. Now the fine line here is, remember to believe in yourself, that they're with you for a reason, that you probably can help them if they're on the phone with you. 90% of the time, at least, it's a yes. You're not going to get someone that's drawn to you unless your messaging has been completely, opposite of what you do. But they read something about you. They saw your messages online. They saw your Facebook Lives. They've connected with you. They know what you do. So they're there because it is the right fit. So typically it is. And then it's really important that you want to get them committed in today's call. Because right now they're at the height of their emotion. Right now is the time. They're not going to want to access this tomorrow. They're not going to want to go back to this place of, yes, I need help. It's really hard to even get to that place of going deeper emotionally, and you've just done all this work to draw them into that. So the time to make the commitment is now, for you and for them. So this is the chance. So you ask them, how soon do you want to reach those goals? Is the time now? Are you ready? After they've gone through this, typically the answer is, yes, the time is now. But then, do they really need you to do it? And they do, because that's why they're on this call. So they need to actually realize that. They need to say this to themselves and say it aloud and say, yes, I've been trying to do this alone forever and nothing is changing. Nothing is going to change unless I do actually step out and commit. So you say, have you tried to do this on your own? Are you able to do this on your own? You could say, what's stopping you from doing this alone? Oftentimes the person will hesitate and they will tell you, no, I know I can't. I'm not able to anymore. I have tried. I've read the books. I've listened to the podcasts. I've done the journaling. I've done everything, and nothing's changing. Something's changing, and what's changed is that I'm here now talking to you, and I'm ready. So then you restate their current reality and look at their ideal future and restate that and say, okay, I'm just going to repeat this for you now, and I'm going to recap all the details. And it is going to recap the pain in the current situation and the bright future outlook. You are currently experiencing X, challenge, hardship, challenge, pain, hardship from X, and the symptoms are showing up in your life as X. And it's this way, and then you'll fill in X, obviously, with exactly what they said. That's why you've taken notes the whole time, so you can go through this and you haven't forgotten a word because you are a very sincere listener. And you want to go here now. What's holding you back is this, and they gave you that answer when you said, what's stopping you from doing this alone? The reason the timing is now is because, and you use all the previous answers, why they told you that the time is now. So they have actually brought you to this conclusion. Ask them, does this sound right? Did I miss anything? Maybe they'll fill you in. Typically, you should have had it right by now. So now you say, okay, so they've given you current situation, ideal future situation. They're saying, I can't do it alone. I realize that, and the time to change is now. So now you say, okay, we're going to switch gears for a minute. If it's okay with you, now I'd like to share with you what I specialize in. Would you like to hear more about what I do? And they typically say, yes, thank you. She needs another handout.
Mine's like not tracking. I'm completely lost.
Oh, I mean, I have
Sorry.
It's okay. So once you tell them what their area of expertise is in, and of course you want to be specific to what you do as well as specific to what's happening in their life. So you work on the clarity of your expertise ahead of time. This is very important that you are clear on your own messaging. Clarity on what you do and who you help. It's okay to do slight shifts accordingly if it's authentic, right? You want them to know in that moment that you are the person to help them. Specifically, if you know in your heart that you are. So they can say, yes, that's me. Yes, we are here together for a reason. And I'm telling you guys, you will know, you will feel it too. It's almost like magic that you know we are here together for a reason. This isn't about being salesy or slimy. This is about your way of really helping someone. This is your way of saying, we were divinely brought together to co-create this experience, to lead them to where they need to go in their life or in their business. And you were brought here as well as them. So you tell them what you do specifically, and then you wait. They may now ask, well, how does it work? Otherwise, after they respond, then you ask, is it okay for me to explain how a program with me would work? So state what the program is, how it works. Keep it concise and don't over-explain it. So you might find yourself at this point, this is where a lot of people lose it. Because at this point, they might start to get really wordy because they're getting nervous because the offer's coming, right? So it's not about them anymore. It's not about the prospect anymore. It becomes about you, the coach, and you're getting more nervous to share your services. Keep it concise, short, and simple. I offer an online group mastermind program. We meet on a Zoom call, which is a video conference, twice per month. In addition to that, I offer 2 private one-on-one coaching calls per month. You will also have 24/7 access to an ongoing conversation with me through Voxer. Are you familiar with Voxer? It's an app where we can leave private messages for one another and be in conversation at all times via text or voice messaging. Oh, that sounds cool, right? So the person's getting a feel for it. They know what it looks like now. I'll also be available for you via email to review any documents that you might have in branding or marketing, writing your message, writing your bios, anything else that you need. I'm always available to you. And then ask if they have any questions on that. Do you have any questions on how that works? So at this point, you just wait and make sure they really have a clear understanding of what your program is, what you're actually offering. Eventually, they will ask you, well, what's the investment, or what is the price, or how much does this cost? And then you choose to give an incentive for signing up on the call. You could give a discount. I never do. I don't give discounts. But what I will do is offer some kind of bonus. Now, this has to depend on the client. And if you are going to give a discount, that's your choice. And you can do it in a way to reward someone for making a quick decision, because there should be a reward for making decisions, because they have just stepped into the coaching process of actually trusting themselves, of actually listening to the voice within that says, yes, I want to do this. Actually believing, yes, I'm going to be able to provide the resources. So that's one option. Another option would be like someone that's local. I might be able to do a VIP in-person session. So I'll say, we could do a VIP session. It'll be a little longer. We'll add more to it. Maybe I have a retreat coming up. In a very rare circumstance, I might give an opportunity to attend the retreat. There might be something that you have happening that you can throw in. So it depends on your situation. So once you have shared the cost, then it says shut the F up, because it's that serious. Right now is when the salesperson often wants to over-explain and say, well, it's $5,000, but it includes blah, blah. And this is an investment in your future. And you are going to get so much for it. And well, if you just sign up right now, then I could actually give you this. And then it's like, how does that feel as the person on the other end? It's like, whoa, the energy just shifted. And now it's about, it becomes about the sale, and it's not as much about them. So what you want to do is bite your tongue, shut the F up, and wait. Just wait. Because they're thinking, they're processing. They have a lot that they're going through right now. They're nervous. They're even scared. Should I really make this investment? This is a big deal. This is what I really want in my life. Am I ready? Am I worthy? Am I deserving? Am I going to be able to pay for it? Is it all going to work? Is the universe going to support me? Is this true? Is this the right person? Can I trust in my coach? This new person's my coach, and can I trust in myself to make this happen? Can I trust that God has a higher plan for me? Like, all of this is happening when they're thinking about the price. So just let them do that. Give them the opportunity to have that quiet time for that to happen. And at this point, you need to be ready to actually take their credit card and move forward with payment. Because sometimes salespeople actually don't expect the sale. They get to this point and they go this far, and then they think, well, I'll just let them think about it. We can both think about it and have some time. No. This is your time for both of you to be of best service to you and the client, is to actually close the deal in this moment. Because as much as the client or prospective client may hang up that call and be like, oh my God, what did I do? They're going to also be like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I am now stepping into my future ideal vision, and I'm going to make it happen. And I'm scared as fuck, but I'm going to make this happen. And the time is now, and I just did this. Like, I just did it. And that feels amazing and empowering. Who here has ever been through that situation? Yeah. Yes. How does that feel when you hang up the phone and you just said yes? You just signed up. Tell me honestly. I want to, interactive.
It's amazing.
It's amazing?
I signed up for my yoga teacher training. I did it 3 weeks before you started. I was a newly single mom. I moved into a place that I didn't even know how the hell I was going to pay the rent. And I took every ounce of savings that I had to be a single mom to take that class.
Yeah, it was a $3,500 investment. Like that. You said yes.
I called you up and I knew I needed some help.